The news in detail. Now, the Deputy Army spokesperson, Captain Malik Sanyang, told Eyeafrica TV that the visiting Defense Minister and the Chief of Defense Staff have had an engagement with the community leaders of Bandibu and the nearby satellite villages on Wednesday. Following that engagement with the community leaders, the Minister of Defense, Seri Modinjai, and the Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General Yahya Jammeh, also had an engagement with members of the 2nd Infantry Battalion of the Gambia Armed Forces camped in Farafenye. The duo later visited the site of future military residential quarter under construction. Mafuji Sise has the details in this report.
Speaking to Eyeafrica TV by telephone, the Deputy Military Spokesperson, Captain Malik Sanyang, revealed that due to housing constraints, some of the officers have been renting rooms outside the military camp and reporting to work. This situation prompted the military high command to solicit government support in building more houses to accommodate the soldiers in spite of the current world economic crisis, and thus make it possible for them to inhabit the camp. Meanwhile, the visiting high command of the military also inaugurated the warrant officer and senior NCO's mess named after the late Staff Sergeant Lamin Baji. The late Staff Sergeant Lamin Baji is viewed within the military as a hero who put down his life for the country during the Farafenye camp attack in 1996.
The most critical part for me was the inauguration of the warrant officer and senior NCO's mess, which was named after a soldier who made the ultimate sacrifice and lost his life during the infamous Farafenye attack, if you could remember. His name was Staff Sergeant Baji Lamin, and commonly known as Kamalema. So that warrant officer and senior NCO's mess was named in his memory, and his mother and also child was also in presence, in the midst of that particular occasion. It was a solemn moment, and it just goes to remind all the serving members that as part of our contract of serving the people of this great nation is to make the ultimate sacrifice, which is to sacrifice your life when time calls for it.
The High Command also reiterates the peaceful coexistence between the sisterly forces of the Gambia and Senegal.
Generally, it is centering on the mutual understanding of the two sides, vis-a-vis the security, and of course, in terms of pushing forward peaceful coexistence was re-echoed both by the Honorable Minister of Defense and, of course, the Chief of Defense Staff. But just to address that point better, the Chief of Defense Staff just recently returned from Dakar, where he was able to meet his counterpart. And then these are some of the important issues that always dot some of these meetings. And then also recently, the Senegalese Inspector General also visited the Gambia, and then as part of his itinerary, he paid a courtesy call to the CDS on Friday, just this last Friday. And then key amongst their engagement centered on what you've just described. And then he has, of course, taken note of these things strongly, and he has promised to also take it back to both the CDS and, of course, the President of Senegal, so that they whatever is going in smoothing the relationship between the two sides, these are things that preoccupy the mind of the Chief of Defense and, of course, by extension, the Honorable Minister of Defense. To be sure is to say that these are issues that they are aware of, and then they never fail to seize the opportunity to be able to raise any issue that would, go a long way in helping to strengthen the peaceful coexistence of the two sides.
The Honorable Minister and the CDS are expected to have an engagement with the Central River Region Governor and the community of Sambuya. The entourage will also pay a courtesy call on the Basse Governor, Basse military installation before proceeding to Fatoto military installations. Mafuji Sise, Eyeafrica News.